Hello good people of the internet, my name is Hexa. Welcome back to my channel and to today's video, which is going to be my 2024 favorites of the year. I feel like I haven't done a favorites video in such a long time. When my channel was brand new, I used to do them all the time, but I feel like it's been years since I've actually done like a favorites of the month or the year. I always used to really like watching these videos, so I'm dipping my toe back into it. I'm just realizing you cannot see my heart pillow and that will not do. Pumpkin over here, that's better. So let's get into my favorite things of 2024, starting off with media. First off, books. It has been a disappointing year for books. I did not do well with my reading goals. For whatever reason, like I just kept picking up books and dropping them. In the entirety of the year 2024, there was only one single solitary book that I actually read cover to cover, and that was The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which I cannot say is like a favorite book, seeing as it was the only book of 2024. I would probably give that one like a 3 out of 5 stars, but I did finally start getting more into reading towards the end of the year, so I do think that 2025, if all goes according to plan, will be a big reading year for me. I do want to mention this book, which I started in like December, Utopia for Realists. I've been loving this book. I'm about halfway through it. It makes the case for universal basic income and kind of criticizes some of the financial systems of modern life and how this whole concept of like working for money is eventually going to become outdated and unproductive. Can't wait to see where it goes. There's a lot of research and studies that are included in this book in a way that is really interesting and engaging. I haven't ever felt bored reading this so far, despite the fact that there is so much science and research and data in here. So highly recommend, especially if you are interested in that whole, you know, anti-end stage capitalism kind of school of thought. Next, going into my favorite shows of 2024, to be honest, I realized I haven't watched a lot of new to me shows in 2024. I rewatched a lot of old favorites, but I kind of struggled with really getting into anything that was new to me. The one show that stands out that was new to me that I really enjoyed this year is Three Body Problem, which is more of like a mini series. It's a very cool show, pretty dark, like very dark. A lot of very cool sci-fi stuff going on. So if you're into that kind of thing, I think you'll like it. The shows that I've been rewatching in 2024 include Grey's Anatomy, which is always going to be a favorite of mine. Suits, which I actually did not like as much as the first time I watched it. I love Donna. Donna is like the best character in the show. I really love her. I love her outfits and her sass and just the way that she knows everybody so well. But at some point in Suits, it does start getting kind of like just repetitive and a little bit monotonous in a way. For a little bit of childlike wonder and nostalgia, I started watching The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody on Disney Plus, which I haven't thought about that show in such a long time, and I've actually been really liking it. It's so funny looking back at how like non-PC some of the jokes are in the kids shows that my generation were watching, so definitely have some mixed feelings about that, but it was a bit of a comfort show and I've really been liking it, just watching something lighthearted and made for kids with like no drama, no death, or like anything horrible happening. When I was trying to think of shows to share in this video, I kept thinking back to ones that I had already watched in 2023, but since I never shared those and I don't have a ton of shows to share, I might as well include those. So some favorite shows that I watched in 2023, Lie to Me and The Mentalist, which are both in that kind of Sherlock Holmes-esque, like lone wolf genius mastermind who knows human nature really well, helps detectives solve crimes, and is like kind of, I don't know, uncooperative and irritating to everyone they work with sort of direction. I really like that trope. Definitely had some similar vibes to Sherlock, which was another show that I really loved back in the day, so those were some really good ones. And another show I loved in 2023 was Castle, which is more of a comedy detective police show with some elements of romance thrown in. It's basically super serious police lady is forced to work with eccentric, doesn't take anything seriously crime writer to help her solve crime crimes, and she's like secretly a fan of his books, and he's always like kind of getting in her way and annoying her, but he's also really helping her with the crime solving because he writes crime, and the whole thing is just very fun. I find it a little bit more wholesome and a little bit less serious than some of the other police type dramas. Now moving into music, starting off with individual songs. I didn't previously use Spotify a lot. I was very old school, mostly just listened to music on my iPod or like on YouTube. But last year, my boyfriend got like a family subscription, I guess, to Spotify and shared it with me. So I was able to start using Spotify a little bit more, and they made a really, really great playlist for me that I've been loving. The Upbeat playlist made for me by Spotify had some really cool songs that I didn't know before that I've been super, super loving. So this is what I've been vibing to. The Best by AWOL Nation. I don't know why I love this song so much. It just really hypes me up. Train by Brick and Mortar. This one I already knew, Could Have Been Me by The Struts. I love this band. They have such like, the frontman especially has such like Freddie Mercury, Queen kind of vibes. It's very like just old school, like glam kind of rock and roll. Really, really fun, really great energy. And I love this song in particular, Could Have Been Me, because it's just kind of like, life is short. Do the things you want to do because you don't want to look back and say that could have been me. Stuck by 30 Seconds to Mars. Again, I really love the beat of this. It just really hypes me up. Megan by Måneskin has been an old favorite. I love Måneskin. I love how they brought rock and roll to Eurovision so successfully, and I just think they're very cool and they have some really cool influences. And then Say Amen, aka Saturday Night by Panic at the Disco. Again, just another like good vibes, fun, energetic song. And then albums that I've been listening to a lot include Somewhere Under Wonderland by Counting Crows. This one is very alternative and weird, has some really interesting instrumentation going on for some of the songs, and is just like good vibes. I really love this album. It puts me in a good mood. I don't know. It's very like indie, nostalgic, almost like coming of age kind of vibes. I don't know how to describe it, but I've loved this album for many years now. And it's been having a bit of a revival in my listening habits this year. Immortalized by Disturbed, which was apparently my top artist this year according to Spotify. I love Immortalized as an album. It has some really powerful, really awesome songs on there. And as a bonus, there's also a few other Disturbed songs which are not on Immortalized, which I really love, including Down with the Sickness, 10,000 Fists, and Stricken. I am, in fact, an elder emo slash metalhead, despite the occasionally very, very colorful, quirky, cute kind of sense of style. I'm a metalhead at heart. I really love me some like loud, angry music. And then another old favorite album, which has been on repeat all the time, not just this year, but for several years, is Blurry Face by 21 Pilots. This is another one which I would say is kind of like, some of the songs are very nostalgic and just like reminiscent of childhood and dreams and all of those things. So I really love this album. So those were my favorites in media, and now moving into my favorite creators of the year, starting off with YouTubers that I've been watching. I'm just gonna read off my list, my notes, because otherwise this video will get too long. Number one, my top YouTuber of the year, who I probably never miss a video of his, is George Dunnett. His content is just really wholesome, cozy, and calm. There's a lot of really funny self-deprecating humor. He has really cute cats that he includes in his videos, and he does like tiny home content as well. So if you're into like home reno type of stuff, that would be a good channel for you too. And also baking. He also does like baking content sometimes, which is also really just cozy and calming and nice. I Will Teach You to Be Rich with Ramit Sethi. I really love his podcasts. I loved his Netflix show as well. That's a great one if you want to learn a bit more about personal finance through kind of the lens of different couples. I love hearing the money conversations that Ramit Sethi has with his guests, but I will say that it's not always the most relatable, just because a lot of the guests are very, very high earners. And I also wish he would do a little bit more content with singles, but most of his content seems to be focused on couple finances. Related to financial channels, Caleb Hammer. I went through like a few months where I was watching a lot of Caleb Hammer, but in the end I kind of moved on from it because it was getting a little bit too like loud and angry and dramatic, and I felt like a lot of the guests had very serious mental health issues, more so like even on top of their financial issues, and the whole thing felt a little Dr. Phil and I kind of got over it at some point. I hope I'm saying her name correctly, Tam Kaur or Kaur. She's such a girl's girl. She does a lot of like pep talks and motivational speech type of content that's just like inspiring you to up level your life and your confidence and your finances, do your vision boards, various different things like that, particularly geared towards women, which I really, really love. She's just a confident young woman sharing her tips with the rest of us, and I really appreciate her for that. Struthless is another one of my favorite self-improvement channels. It's very much like self-improvement for chaotic creatives. I feel like it's just like very relatable. It's like self-improvement advice coming from someone who is not a perfect person, but is just like figuring it out with the rest of us, has made a lot of mistakes in his past, and he's kind of sharing his tips from what he learned from that, which I really appreciate. I feel like a lot of like productivity and self-improvement channels are coming from people who have always been high achievers and have always just like strived for greatness. And it's like, of course they ended up where they are because they've always been that way. Ali Abdaal comes to mind. I love Ali Abdaal, but I don't always find him very relatable because you can very clearly tell from his content and everything that he talks about from his past. He has always been, you know, very driven, a high achiever, very organized. And I kind of feel like we need some self-improvement channels for people like me with like ADHD who are a little bit chaotic, a little bit disorganized, struggle with motivation, struggle with mental health issues, and all of that kind of stuff. Wheezy Waiter is another big favorite of mine for this reason. He's very funny. And even though nowadays he mostly does self-improvement content, which is typically considered like, he does self-improvement and like, I'd say like lifestyle improvement challenges. Like he does a lot of like 30-day challenges, but it's framed in a very funny way. Like he's very funny, he's very self-deprecating, really doesn't seem to take things too seriously at all. And it's just very lighthearted and humorous, which I really love. Tess Barclay of Busy Blooming has been one of my favorites as far as content creator advice type of videos. One that I very recently got into is Faith's Reading Things. She also has a vlog channel, but her main channel is about reading. It's just like a bookish YouTube account. Just a lot of good vibes, cozy vibes, and bookish content and book recommendations, which I really like. But for the most part, I really like her channel just for like her vibe. She just seems like such a warm, down-to-earth person, and I don't know, I like her energy. Kiana Doherty makes great content about behavior change, really well-researched content about behavior change, as well as like reaction style videos, particularly around the topic of weight loss. But a lot of what she shares is also applicable to other areas of life, other forms of habit change, and I do feel like she's recently branching out outside of just weight loss related behavior change to other categories of lifestyle changes as well. Brogan Tate, who is a UK-based longtime vlogger. She does a lot of travel vlogs, Disney vlogs, and kind of come shop with us type content or day in the life type content, as well as like home vlogs, just giving like life updates and showing things she's doing around the house as well. Again, this is one that just has really good, pure, positive vibes, and it's just like a nice bit of casual watching. I've been starting to get into Cozy K, who I feel like is YouTube's best known kind of cozy hobby YouTuber. So pretty much just a lot of cozy vlogs and hobby related videos, sometimes cozy gaming as well, though I don't really watch a lot of the cozy gaming content just because I'm not a gamer. And then the last YouTuber slash podcaster on my list is Bria Jones, who again is doing kind of like girl to girl pep talks, creator tips, and inspiration style content, which I really love as well. Now moving into my favorite creators from Instagram and other social media platforms, though mostly really Instagram because I'm not on TikTok a ton. We have the stylish wordsmith, Debbie Poe, who recently started a YouTube channel as well. So I've watched, I think she might have only published one so far, I'm not sure. I've watched one of her videos so far and I'm just really excited to see what else she has in store for us on YouTube, but I have gotten to know her mostly through her Instagram. A lot of her content is around sustainable fashion and the yummy places she goes to eat in her area, but I really follow her for her creator tips. I actually bought one of her Instagram audit service that she does. And she's a really, really great source for learning about the creator economy and how to charge and how to work with brands, how to get opportunities to work with brands, and so on and so forth. I really love her transparency, and she's just really a great source of education for aspiring creators. Comfy Girl Curls, who has recently changed her handle to her name, which is Kea Marriott. She is also on YouTube and has a very successful blog as well. And likewise, she does a lot of creator tips style content, as well as, most excitingly, this year she moved from Canada to Hong Kong. Since I used to live in China and I've visited Hong Kong and they're very close to each other, this is just like so exciting to me. It really brings me back, and I don't know, I love hearing about people's experiences of living in the places that I used to visit slash live in. It would have been even cooler if she had moved to Shanghai, but I've been loving just seeing her experience of Hong Kong and how she feels about it as someone who has just moved there. Another favorite Instagrammer is Nike Dowringen. She's actually based here in Germany, I believe in Leipzig, which I actually visited this year for Christmas, a little before Christmas with my boyfriend. Her content and her energy is cozy, creative. She does a lot of journaling. She does a lot of stuff in nature, just really beautiful visuals, neutral colors, and just like, yeah, cozy, natural, kind of cottagecore vibes. And then Hey Rhea from Instagram, who lives in Hamburg, which is where my boyfriend lives and where I spend most of my time nowadays. And she just does the most beautiful, aesthetically pleasing, kind of like slow living, cozy lifestyle sort of content, and showing a lot of the beautiful places and parks that she visits in Hamburg. I would love to make friends with some Hamburg-based creators and just like explore Hamburg together. That would be so nice. I really do love kind of cozy, slow living, like visual diary style content that's maybe a little bit cinematic as well. I feel very drawn to that, and it's been a big source of inspiration for my own content as well. My next favorites category is clothing and fashion. As far as brands that I've discovered this year that I've been loving, there are two. Number one is Damson Matter. I have two pieces from them. I have a dress and a skirt. It's very like trendy yet timeless. It is a more slow made, slow fashion, more ethically made kind of brand, which I really appreciate. This year around the fall in particular, they did a lot of like grungy farmhouse, like tartan kind of prints, which I absolutely loved. I want so many more pieces of like their tartan print collections. I just love those patterns and they look so beautiful. And the clothes genuinely feel really high quality, really well made. You can absolutely tell the difference. It is pricey, but it is worth it. Investing in fewer but higher quality pieces, I think, is definitely a priority for me moving forward. Am I ever gonna stop loving some of the fast fashion trends? Probably not. Like, I will probably always get sucked into a little bit of fast fashion, but I want it to play a smaller role in my life than it has done. And it feels good to invest in good pieces. And another brand that I have been eyeing, but I haven't actually purchased anything from them yet, but I really want to, is Sea Salt Cornwall. It's like a more colorful version of the coastal grandmother style. It's very timeless and retro. I love the prints and the patterns and the colors. They're just so beautiful. So I'm really hoping to add some Sea Salt Cornwall pieces to my wardrobe this year and try them out, because I have a good feeling about this brand, though I cannot comment yet because I haven't bought anything from them thus far. And now going into a few individual fashion pieces, starting off with this top from The Gap. Oh my god, it's inside out. Hold on. I bought this for €6 from Vinted. So this was a sustainable secondhand thrifted online find. Adored from The Gap, or you know, Ado Red, in collaboration with the Red charity organization. This is a shirt that I had when I was approximately 10 or 11 years old, and it was one of my favorite shirts when I was 10 or 11 years old, and I wore it all the time. And then, you know, it disappeared from my life. I'm not sure how or when or why. Either I probably grew out of it, or we moved away and it got lost in the move. I don't know, but I didn't have this shirt anymore, and this was one of my favorite shirts and I really wanted it. So I hunted it down on Vinted and I found it in my size, and someone was selling it for €6 including shipping, and I snapped it up and I am so happy because it fits me so well. And I now realize that I love these like triangle or V-neck necklines are very flattering on me, and I absolutely love this top. Love. Love, love, love. So happy. Best €6 I've ever spent. Then we have this scarf, which I bought on sale from Urban Outfitters. This is such a great autumn to winter scarf. Look at these colors. It is just so beautiful. I've been wearing it a ton and I love it, and it's gorgeous and it's vibrant and lively and so pretty, and goes really well with my red winter coat. A relatively new addition to my wardrobe, which I have yet to wear but will certainly be a favorite, is this shirt that I got from my boyfriend for Christmas. Good boys don't catcall. We love a good feminist tee over here. This cute heart print crochet bag, which my boyfriend picked out for me on Amazon Vine. He found it on Vine and he knew that I would love it and he got it for me. This would be even cuter if it was like handmade or slow made or something, but it's from Amazon, you know. But I've been carrying this everywhere and using it a ton. I love the heart aesthetic, as you can see, and this bag has gotten a lot of loving use. Another favorite bag, this is very new, so it's maybe cheating a little bit to put this in my favorites because I haven't actually had a chance to use it a ton, but I have a very good feeling that it's gonna be a big favorite in my life. So this is from Berliner Bags. So it's a Berlin-based sustainable, is it sustainable? I guess it's sustainable, it must be. Or like slow made brand that makes real leather bags, so it is real leather. I haven't had something made of real leather in a pretty long time. I have to say the smell takes some getting used to, but you can absolutely see that the quality is there. This is such a like good size for a bag. I have a problem with always lugging around oversized bags, and the size of this has forced me to downsize a little bit, but it still fits everything that I need in my day-to-day. And it's just like stylish and simple and goes with just about anything that you're gonna wear it with, which is exactly what I needed, and I think leans very well into that thought of like sustainable fashion, being a little bit more minimalistic. And their whole tagline, actually, Berliner Bags, their like slogan is buy less but better, which that says all you need it to say. And I'm very excited to use this bag going forward into 2025 because I've had so many like faux leather bags over the last few years that I have loved, but after using them a lot, they just start falling apart, right? Like the faux leather just comes off and starts peeling and looks absolutely awful. And I'm so sick of that happening. I'm so sick of the things that I love falling apart because they're poorly made. I felt it was really beneficial to have something that is good quality. This is another Amazon Vine find, by the way. I got this for free. I didn't even have to pay for it. I think the value of it, the cost of it, if you were to buy it, is like 99 euros or something like that. I feel very lucky with this find. It's a really great one, and yeah. And then my last fashion favorite of 2024 is this jumpsuit that I'm currently wearing. This is also another Amazon Vine find. I can't necessarily say that the quality is like incredibly amazing or whatever. It's just like a simple, relatively cheaply made item, but good enough. And what I really like about it is just that it looks good on me. I've worn it to a bunch of different type of scenarios, and I feel like it's a bit of like a chameleon kind of outfit where you can wear it to something casual, you can wear it to something semi-formal or even formal, and it looks pretty decent in a lot of different scenarios, so I really like that. I wore this when we went to an escape room with my boyfriend. I wore this to a concert with my mom, and I like a rock concert with my mom, and then I also wore it to a classical music concert with my family, and I looked put together and well-dressed in every situation, and I also feel very comfortable in it, which can sometimes be a challenge for me. What with the big hips and everything, sometimes pants and things don't feel very comfortable on me, but this feels very comfy every time and looks really nice. Moving into self-care type of products, my first favorite is the Jean and Len Cardamom and Tonka body lotion. I just really love the smell of it, and I often use it as a hand cream before bed. It just has like a really nice nice light perfume to it. I really love food smells, and a lot of people around me really don't like food smells. Specifically, my boyfriend has asked me to like please not use dessert scented lotions before bed. So I switched to using this cardamom and tonka one, and cardamom and tonka are both technically food items still, but they're a little bit more fragrant, a little bit more aromatic, and so it doesn't really bother him, and I really like them as well. So it's a bit of the best of both worlds kind of. Another lotion I've been loving before bed is the Beekman, what is it? Beekman 1802, I think is the year. Let me double check. The Beekman 1802 lotion in almond honey cookie, another one of my food scented ones. But the thing I love the most about this is not just the scent, but the actual texture, because it is a body lotion that sinks into your skin really quickly, like it absorbs really quickly, so that if I want to apply hand cream, but I don't want to go to sleep yet, and I'm still going to be like touching things, like touching my phone, touching my books to read my book or whatever, because a lot of like creams and hand creams can be quite greasy or tacky on your skin, and then it's just like really not nice to have to touch things after you apply the lotion. But this one really absorbs very quickly. So also if you're doing like computer work during the day and you need a hand cream but you don't want to like leave your keyboard completely slippery with cream, the body lotions from Beekman 1802 are possibly a very, very good option. I haven't tried the other scents, but I don't assume scent would affect the texture. So hopefully all of them are like that, because I really love that quality about them, that they're just quick absorbing and they don't leave your hands greasy at all. Another favorite cream is this Feather and Down Magnesium Soothing Sleep Butter, which I got for St. Nicholas, and I've been using this a ton. This is just a great body lotion or hand lotion for bedtime because it smells amazing, like lavender and chamomile, and it's just like really soothing and relaxing. For lips, I have been loving the Lano Lips 101 ointment specifically. I really love the glazed donut scent. This got gifted to me by the brand along with the raspberry shortcake one, which I also love, but the glazed donut is my favorite. It's quite heavy, similar to Vaseline, but it really, really works for moisturizing the lips, and I really love that. Moving into some shower gels that I've been loving, I really, really love the shower gels from Oranique, which I think is a Germany-based brand. The scents feel very similar to Rituals at like 10% of the price or something. So they're like very, very affordable, but the smell of them just feels very elevated, very luxurious, despite being really, really affordable. I think the Thailand Feeling one is probably my favorite, as well as the Scandinavian Memories. But all of their shower gels are really, really nice and smell expensive, except they're like €1.95 at the drugstore. So chef's kiss, so great. Another one like that, just like really incredible shower gels at a very decent price, is this brand. This is a little wet from the shower. This is Tesori d'Oriente. They have a lot of just like Eastern and Middle Eastern kind of themed scents, which again just feel very luxurious and very elevated despite a really, really reasonable price. Okay, moving on. This is a discovery that I made in Sweden at Normal, which is like a very geared towards Gen Z type of, I guess you could call it like an all-purpose store. It's a beauty supply store, but they also have snacks, but they also have stationery, but they also have like imported like drinks and sauces and spices and gift ideas and cleaning products and like all sorts of things. So I don't know what you would call that. I call it a beauty supply store because that's like what I'm most interested in, but they also have like a lot of other categories of stuff. But anyways, at Normal, I discovered the Noella waxing brand, and specifically this Wax Click pen, which I've been using for my eyebrows and I absolutely love. Whenever I pluck my eyebrows, something about it really like bothers my facial nerves and I sneeze, okay? When I pluck my eyebrows, every time I pluck my eyebrows, every time somebody else has plucked my eyebrows, I sneeze and my eyes water like crazy. And it's just not a fun experience for me. So I've been waxing my eyebrows instead ever since I discovered this, and every time my boyfriend takes a trip to Sweden, I will ask him to restock me. These last a really good long while too. Like I would say you probably only need 2 or 3 of these in a year to keep your eyebrows well groomed the entire time. I really love this. It's just a very, very easy to use, very practical, compact product that has improved my grooming routine tenfold, and I no longer have to suffer through the stinging and the eye watering and the sneezing with the plucking my eyebrows. It's great. I love it. This next favorite is another Amazon Vine find, possibly one of my absolute most favoritest ones, because it's just, when do you get so lucky to get an entire collection of Korean skincare from Purito for free? These all like dropped on the same day on Amazon Vine, and I swear it was like the best day ever. So I have the Purito Wonder Relief Centella Toner, the Wonder Relief Centella Cream, both scented and unscented. I use both of them. I like both of them. The Wonder Relief Centella Unscented Eye Cream, and then the Daily Soft Touch Sunscreen with SPF 50+, which is a little bit more, this one's a little too tacky for my taste. So out of all of these, I probably have used this one the least, but it is still a really great product. It's just probably better geared towards using it in winter or using it if you have dry skin, which my skin is not particularly dry. But I love all of these skincare products. They're really great quality. The smell is really nice and light, just kind of like a refreshing herbal kind of fragrance. And I keep these products at my boyfriend's house so that I don't have to bring my own stuff when I come over here, and they're always just sitting here waiting for me, and I'm always looking forward to using them because they're really, really great quality. And this was definitely probably one of my favorite Amazon Vine finds of 2024. The last favorite that I'm sharing for 2024 is more of an idea than a specific product, more of a category than a specific product, but that is intimate oil. Currently, I'm using the Glow Below from Juno and Me. Listen, 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 listen. Okay? As a self-care girly, I use products for my whole entire body, okay? I use scalp scrubs and body lotions and scalp toners and hair conditioners and face exfoliants and face creams and masks and hand creams and foot creams and creams for every part of my body, except for the lady bits, which went neglected for a very long time because I think it's just something that is like stigmatized by society, and like you're made to not really think about that much, and you're made to feel like that is embarrassing or cringe or weird or unnecessary to pay extra attention to that part of your body. And I am here to say that that is bullshit. Get you some intimate oil because it's really nice. Like it's soothing, it's moisturizing. It's like, you know, like the lips down there get chapped just like the lips up here. Like if you don't drink enough water, if there's something off about your hormones, if you're like, I don't know, for various reasons, you can deal with dryness or irritation down there, and using an intimate oil just is really great for a sense of comfort and moisture. It has fixed a lot of problems. Not that I didn't even have problems, and you don't need to have problems to enjoy this product. It's just very comforting, and I'm really glad that I've added it into my routine, and I want to encourage more women to do the same and to not feel avoidant or cringy about taking care of their lady bits. Okay, so that was it for the beauty and self-care category, and now we're going into one of my favorite things, which is hobby stuff. So as far as hobbies, this year started off as a big year for paint by numbers. I did a ton of paint by numbers this year. I think I started around my birthday, and it was like a solid 6 months or something at least that I was just doing paint by numbers constantly. Especially with having access to Amazon Vine, I got a little carried away, and now I'm just stuck with like literally dozens of unfinished paint by numbers projects, which is like a little bit ridiculous. But anyways, at some point I moved on from paint by numbers and started doing coloring books, which I've also really enjoyed. I only have 2 coloring books that I've worked on this year. So for coloring books, I have the Fuzzy Hygge by Vivi Tinta. Just super cute designs with fuzzy little creatures. Who doesn't love that? And the other coloring book I have is this coloring advent calendar, which I got like halfway through December. It's from Wonder Doodles, aka aka Joanne Shi, is the illustrator. So these are all like Christmas/New Year themed. It runs from the 1st to the last of December. Since I got it halfway through December, I've only done a few of them. I, didn't start off on time and I didn't really keep up with it every single day. But the few that I have done have been really, really fun to work on. I did a little bit of work on the first one. I did a little bit on this nice little Christmas house in the evening. I think I only had one that I actually like finished the whole page of. Oh, I forgot about this one. This one with the flowers was also very cute. There was one like Nutcracker themed one that I actually like filled in the whole way. This one. Speaking of coloring books, actually, I got to share the pencils that I've been using. These are another Amazon Vine find and another favorite, actually. This is a German brand, and I don't know how to pronounce this word in German. Lieberge? I hope I'm getting that right. But these are the colored pencils that I've been using from Amazon Vine, and I just really like them. They're very high quality, and they're another one of the favorite Amazon finds of 2024. Okay, and then the last favorite for hobbies was actual painting, not just paint by numbers, but actual painting from scratch on canvas and canvas boards and on paper sometimes. Sometimes with gouache, mostly with acrylic. I've been using the Liquitex Basics, I think. I want to graduate to the heavy body, but they're obviously more expensive. And then I really, if I can afford it, want to try my hand at oil painting in 2025 because I've just been noticing some things that I would like to do that I cannot quite achieve with acrylics. But anyways, as far as hobbies, yeah, painting has been another one that I have really strived to get back into, and I would say I have successfully gotten back into it, and it's been bringing me a lot of fulfillment and joy and satisfaction. So that has been really, really fun for me as well. Okay, we're in the home stretch now. So favorite memorable moments of 2024. I gotta say I probably haven't done as much documenting as I would have liked to. I haven't posted a lot on Instagram this year, which means I haven't documented my memories a ton this year. So that's definitely something I want to work on. But from what I did document and what I can remember or could remember off the top of my head, the trip to Sweden with my boyfriend. We were in Sweden for 6 weeks, and I was very, very anxious about it because I do not like the cold. I am not a cold weather person. I like summer, I like warmth, I like wearing strappy dresses. I do not like feeling cold. And I thought that I would be low-key a little bit miserable with the cold weather in Sweden, but actually, if you have good shoes and a good coat, -12 is not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. And it was actually so much fun. The cabin where we stayed is so beautiful. Nilla's Villa, I'll put it in the description box below if you want to stay there. It's such a nice place, and it has a fireplace, which meant it was always cozy, and that delicious, amazing smell of wood was just always around, and it was really, really nice. It was a really nice 6 weeks in Sweden. We have a lot of really nice photos and videos from that time. We visited Kylsledchen with my family, which is a cute little cafe near where we live, and the concept of it is basically it's a cafe, which means by German law they're allowed to be open on Sundays, because if you didn't know, supermarkets and shopping malls and stuff are closed on Sundays in Germany, but restaurants and cafes are allowed to be open on Sundays. And because it's a cafe, it is open on Sundays, and you can go there for a spot of tea or coffee or cakes and other nice things. But they also have a lot of cooking essentials and basics. So living out here in the countryside, it's not always easy to get everything that you need. And if you run out of ingredients for something on a Sunday, your only options are basically the gas station. But there's places like Kylsledchen where they have a little bit of everything. They sell meat from local farms, they sell dairy products from local farms, they sell a lot of produce as well. They have some oil and sauces and different condiments and things. They have ice cream, they have a wall of candy, pick and mix candy that you can get. It's just a really nice place to spend half an hour on an afternoon, or even go and run some errands if you're missing something essential. So I really loved checking out Kylsledchen and knowing that there's a place like that nearby. Another memorable moment was the Fisher Z concert that I went to with my mom at a really cool venue called the Fabrik, which means the factory. Fisher Z is not a band that I ever listened to. I wasn't familiar with them before we went, but it was a band that my mom really liked, and I'm into like this feels so like ignorant young person to say, but like I like oldies kind of music. I think they're from like a similar kind of era of music to the Police or like the Sex Pistols. I don't know. Am I making things up? So the Police were formed in 1977. Fisher Z was also formed in 1977. So I got the era right. So it was like that era of rock that was very political, which is coincidentally becoming very relevant nowadays as well. Some political rock from the 70s and 80s. Very, very cool, very fun, really good vibes. I think I was one of the youngest people in the audience.
I was standing there for like 4 minutes.
Exclamation. Did that hurt your nose? Did that hurt your nose? When you launch yourself into mama's hard chin with your little nose like a missile? Huh? Did that hurt? Did that hurt? Maybe you don't do that again.
Just look how happy she is.
Maybe you don't do that again. Cause that is very rude.
She was standing at the pool. She was
Sorry,
like,
baby. You missed the mama.
yes, she
You
was
missed
like,
mama. Oh, no, no, no. Come on, baby. Okay, Ellie's probably gonna be joining us for the rest of the video. But that's okay. That's okay. You's a nice special guest to have. But it was really nice going to a concert with my mom and just like, it was a nice moment watching her like let loose and have fun with people of her generation and listening to the music that she was listening to when she was younger. It was a lot of fun. Another memorable moment was celebrating my dog Mocha's 10th birthday. Not Ellie. This is Ellie. She's my boyfriend's dog, but also my dog by extension. Ellie is 4. Mocha turned 10 this year and we had a little birthday party for her, and I vlogged it and I haven't posted it yet, but I'm going to, I swear. At this point, it's been so long because her birthday was in July. I might just post it in July, like when her birthday is, literally 1 year after the fact. I don't know yet. We'll see. And then the last thing that I wrote down as a memorable moment was our trip to the apple orchards, which we did in the beginning of October. We went apple picking together and it was a really fun time and just really wonderful memories that we made and really good vibes there. Really great pictures as well. Are you okay? You look a little grumpy. Is you a grandpa nation? Is you a grandpa nation station? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come here, baby. Come on, mama. Oh, my sweet girl. Okay, and then a last few miscellaneous favorites. The first of which is book lights. Ugh, my book is all the way over there and Ellie is over here. Sorry, Ellie, I have to disturb you. Come on, mama, get up. So, as I was saying, book lights. It is a light that you tuck into your book and then you can read in the dark, in bed, or on a plane, or wherever you might be without disturbing the people around you. Somewhat. Some of the book lights, this book light is a little, like the lowest setting is a little too bright. So I've been looking for one that goes a bit dimmer because I really don't need that much light to read well. Grandmas would say it's probably bad for my eyes, but I really don't need that much light. So I've been loving book lights. I never knew they were a thing until I suddenly happened upon them one day on like Amazon Vine or something, or maybe it was in a vlog, I don't really know. But the point is, they are an immensely practical little knickknack that I've been really getting a lot of good use out of. Another miscellaneous favorite is my new standing desk, which I also got on Amazon Vine. I am so blessed. Like, okay, Amazon Vine has admittedly been at times a huge source of like unnecessary junk in my life. A lot of impulse control issues have come to light with me ordering a lot of stuff that I don't need, but occasionally I get stuff on Vine that is genuinely so great, really necessary, and that I'm just really glad I ordered. And one of those things, for a grand total value of like over 300 euros, I got the legs and like the mechanism for a standing desk, which happened to fit perfectly with my Anfalare tabletop from IKEA. It's like the bamboo one, which is very pretty. And my boyfriend helped me install it, and now I have a standing desk and it has been so great. I still don't have a treadmill or like a walking pad, but I'm hoping to find a small walking pad, like a nice compact walking pad that I can put under my desk, because I do have a pretty small bedroom and I don't want like a huge clunky thing. But especially when I'm having like a bad ADHD day, it can be immensely helpful to be able to work while standing up or just like change my position around a little bit. And I think it's probably also good for my back and good for my health in different ways. So I am really, really excited about my new standing desk, which I just got in December. So it's also quite a recent addition to my life, but I think it's gonna serve me really well going forward. And my last favorite of 2024 are the beautiful handmade heart-shaped ceramic dishes that I bought at the flower shop in Sala in Sweden when we were there. We were there like in February to March, so right around Valentine's Day, and I found these absolutely beautiful hand-molded, hand-painted bowls, as well as like a little heart-shaped, not little actually, like a heart-shaped platter sort of thing. And I really, really love those. They make me so happy every single time that I use them, and I'm so, so glad I got them. That is like real good souvenir shopping. I was very proud of myself. I also got a lot of like really nice stuffed toys in in Sweden as well, to be fair. Those were also very cute souvenirs. Okay, so that was it for my 2024 favorites. I think this video is gonna be way longer than I thought that it would be. I probably went on and on and on and on a little bit more than I should have, but I hope you guys found it entertaining nonetheless. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, then please go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more cozy vlogs, videos about chaotic girly self-improvement and the journey to a creative self-employed life. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!